and welcome back to the program. You're watching Morning Thailand with Tulip and Golf. Now giving you updates on this morning front pages. One of the incident yesterday is a celebration for National Police Day. National Police Day is today on the 14th. However, they are celebrating it a little bit earlier. Now talking about this, they said that at this point, this is the 98th year celebration of the National Police Day, and they say that at yesterday there are a lot of celebrations, especially one of the highlight is the dinner that takes place in the police club, and this is at the Vipavadi Rangsit Road in Laxi area. And as you can see there, oh excuse me, it was on the 13th, mind you, sorry. The 14th is another celebration, and this is the Prime Minister attending a big celebration dinner, of course, along with Police General Adun Sang Singao, who's adorned the white suit. This is to celebrate 98th year celebration, and one of the incident that happened yesterday as well was at the Nakhon Pathom province, where the police cadet school actually situated, and as you can see there are a lot of marching in celebrating the 98th anniversary, and of course a lot of speeches from Police General Adun as well, and that's Prime Minister greeting everyone there. Not a best picture of her, mind you, that's very unfortunate, and a lot of picture taking. But all in all, what came up from yesterday is the fact that the police general, the police chief, is actually promising that there should be more stricter as well as safer environment for all the citizens. And when I say stricter is in terms of trying to make sure that all the officials done their job right, and that is the police women. So we are having a lot of women in the police force as well, and that's one of the things that we are celebrating in terms of women empowerment right here in Thailand. So all in all, yesterday's celebration is just to remind all the policemen of, once again, their duty and try to make sure that they keep law and order, so for everyone's safety. And there you go.
Okay, so this is, I think it's quite strange that actually these 2 days these two celebrations kind of actually on the same day.
No, not on the same day, sorry. I said it wrong.
Okay.
That one was on the 13th.
National Police Day is on the 13th. Also today, actually the October 14 is the 40th anniversary of the incident happened in 1973. It's one of those events that's actually changed the course of
we talked about this incident.
That changed the course of democracy in Thailand. Today there will be a celebration of the anniversary at the Democracy Monument, and with Prime Minister and former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra sent the flower wreath to show the respect to the university students that got killed on the day. And there will also, actually it starts since yesterday,
right, celebrated
and
yesterday.
there was also the almsgiving to 40 monks at the monuments as well, and there was a march through the Ratchadamnern Road to Thammasat University, also a seminar that talk about how the democracy system in Thailand has developed and how is the incident still relevant today. And in this event, there were the politicians nowadays that some of them involved heavily back in the day 40 years ago, such as Charupong Rungsawan, that right now the interim minister, and also Chaturon Chai Sang, the education minister, also joined the event. And so beside the march to celebrate and to recognize the
Looking for the camera there. Okay.
so beside the march to recognize the event, there was actually a poll conducted just
Okay.
to see whether people nowadays that actually realize what happened 40 years ago. Fortunately, it's about 80% of the people that has done the poll by Dusit poll, said that they are well aware of the incident and they think the incident is really important, and about 50% of the people said that they know it well because whatever happened today, when they talk about change in the politics, people always refer to what happened on the October 14th 40 years ago.
Okay, that's good that we at least have a little bit more awareness in terms of what have happened in the past. Now moving on to another incident, and this is to warn a lot of you. Apparently there has been a gang, a drugging and robbing gang, and but this time arrest warrant has been made against one culprit. Now they say that according to CC camera at the Ramathibodi hospital, there has able to capture this particular person's picture. However, at this point, the police, don't know yet who he is. They say that this particular person used a drug they believe to be a drug called psilocin, and this is supposed to be giving you nauseous and probably a little bit drowsy, and that allowed the culprit to actually get all the belongings that belongs to the person. The sad part is he has done this to seniors as well as monks
In the hospital.
at the monks hospital as well as Ramathibodi hospital, and they say that the person that he robbed in this particular CCTV camera footage that able to capture was a lady 69 years old while she was waiting at the Ramathibodi hospital to get herself health check, and he took about 14,000 baht from this particular senior. But they say that this is not the first time. He has done the same thing at the monks hospital as well, and giving the monks food or water, and ended up getting all the belongings that is there, including for the people that were there to visit the monks as well. And they say that same incident happened at the Mochit bus station and Hua Lamphong train station. So it seems like this particular drug, psilocin, actually has been used, and FDA has came out and said that this is one of those prescription drugs, so you cannot buy it off the shelf. They believe that it's probably illegally brought in to the country itself.
I was listening to the news the other day that said this is actually used in animal. But they said that it's still able to buy at some pharmaceutical shop.
Oh, okay. Well, at this point, they say that according to the FDA, they say that at this point they are trying to get to the bottom of this, because they say that this is supposed to be on the list of prescription drug of each of the company of where they sell it and such. But I'm not quite sure whether or not they can actually get it off the shelf, but maybe in some places they could. And they also talk about the fact that this might be illegally brought into the country as well. But the sad part is that they say that the amount of substance or the drugs that used, it will create a lot more effect on seniors.
After effects.
Yeah, it could have killed the victim.
And I heard that the dangerous part is there is no color, no smell, and no flavor, so it's very difficult to detect.
So at this point, there are a lot of hospital has come out and warned all the patients that would be at the hospital, be a little bit more careful. If you can, go with someone, so at least you have a company, and don't go by yourself. If you happen to have to go by yourself, then what you can do perhaps is be a little bit more aware of your surrounding because obviously this particular culprit is still on the loose and they are hunting for him.
So it's always good to be a little more skeptical when stranger are being too generous to you.
That's true. That's very true. All right.
Well, okay. Moving on to the next news, this is on the first page of the newspaper because the victim himself was quite famous back in the 1978. He was the champion of the Thai boxing ring. Back in the day, his name is Anantadet Saw Bunhiran or Rungdet Thanakon. What happened was the 16 years old tried to call him, and then he didn't answer the phone. The 16-year-old claimed that they hang out with this guy. He is 55 years old, former famous Thai boxer. Before he was killed, he worked as a Thai boxing trainer in university and in some boxing camp.
Okay.
The 16-year-old said that he tried to call this guy and no one picked up the phone, which is unusual. So he went to the residence of Anand Promprut and the room locked from outside, and he hear the water running, and he think there's some strong order. He said there's some strong order came out from the room, so he called the police. So the police got to the house late morning of the 13th October, which is yesterday, and found the body of Anand Promprut just in the room. Around his neck was 3 phone cords.
Okay.
So the police believe that the police initial investigation said that he died due to the fact that he got strangled by the phone cord. And so they asked around his neighbor. Witness said that a couple days before that they saw him hanging out with 3 teenagers. It just said very, very short hair. I don't know if they want to indicate something. And they said that the victim actually liked to took young men back to his room, different men all together back to his room, 1, 2 at a time.
Oh, so they think it's a crime of passion?
Not sure if it's passion because his wallet was stolen, but
it might just plain robbery.
Might just plain robbery, but the police believe that the victim probably know the suspect because he liked to take. I don't want to say boys because they're not sure yet, but seems like will be boys or young men. The last time people saw him alive, he was hanging out with 3 young men.
Well, at least we have suspects.
Yes, and he went out with some of them, and he came back to the house at like 3 a.m. in the morning, and that's the last time people saw him. So yes, those 3 would be the suspect, and they said they're able to probably identify him from some CCTV camera.
Okay, so I guess at this point we're gonna have to wait and see, but hopefully we'll find a culprit very soon. Now we're gonna take another short break. Of course, we have a situation. I have updates, very good updates from Lin Ping, the panda.
The little panda.
Exactly.
And we have an update on the flood and also the storm that coming into Thailand this week. Stay tuned.